Well, my name is Peg Buehrle, and you are?
I'm Pete McDowell.
And we are business partners and have been with Action Coach as partners now. How many years, Pete, has it been?
It's been almost 11 years, and I've been coaching for 13 and Peg 12 for yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, tell me, how was it? Both of us came into Action Coach separately.
Yeah.
So we have a little history here with Action Coach, obviously, and a lot of thank yous because you're going to hear the impact that Action Coach had on our lives. But Pete, why don't you start with your beginning?
Sure. I spent 23 years managing operations in unionized chemical plants, so we had some pretty exciting times then, and I learned a lot. But I bumped into a neighbor a few years ago after finishing my MBA. I met Bruce, and he introduced me to Action Coach. And Craig and Annette were kind enough to get me started, and it's been a blast. It's been very fun. And about a year later, I met Peg, who had just bought her own franchise separately from mine.
So my history was I was running radio stations. My husband and I had at the time a 4 and a 1-year-old, and my stepmother is a franchise consultant and was looking at Action Coach for other people. And she came to me and said, I have the perfect match for you. Well, I trusted her completely. And then Craig and Annette obviously were the people that I met, and I didn't think very hard about it. I saw it and I jumped right in. I knew one day I wanted to do my own thing. Little did I know that there was an opportunity like a franchise. And the reason I liked the franchise is it allowed me to have a community right off the bat and understanding that there was support, so I wasn't on my own. And little did I know, Pete, that part of the community I would meet a business partner later.
It was amazing. It was kind of by accident. We did a workshop together here in Columbus, and Peg's dad was in the audience, and he's actually running one of our other companies right now.
Yes, he is.
And servicing and taking care of it for us and operating the whole thing. But he sat in the audience of this workshop, and he came up to us afterwards and said, you guys should work together. You have different styles, you have different backgrounds, you have different outlook. However, your values and your speed are pretty much the same. And we coached a client after that together and decided within a month or so that we should put the business together.
Well, you know what's funny about the culture of Action Coach that you said this is when I went into Action Coach, of course, I came in guns a-blazing, and it's the scariest jump looking back that I've made. And so happy I did, obviously, because learned so much, have grown so much individually. But a couple outcomes I didn't anticipate. I'll never forget, you mentioned workshops. The first workshop I did, I had these coaches saying, I'll help you, and I couldn't understand why everybody was trying to help me. In my mind, I was starting on this adventure. I opened up my own company. Why are all these other coaches helping? I'm by myself. Yeah. And the culture of Action Coach is that it's one of bringing together, because not only do we help business owners outside of ourselves,
our clients, right?
Yes, our clients, but we help each other. And
always.
I didn't get that.
Always.
In the first month, everybody's there to help. And that's part of what Action Coach was and is to the day, is when you go to some of our global conferences, you'll see an outpouring of education, fun.
Coaches share everything they know freely. And that's one of the great things, and Craig and Annette as well. Whenever you need something, all you have to do is ask. And that's the only time that coaches get into trouble is when they don't ask.
And the one thing I like is, so if you look in the past and you look at the history, we've evolved a lot and we've added a lot of products, because don't you think like coaching is so much about education? But think of all the things like from the executive coaching platform to Engage and Grow to our marketing. I mean, there's so many different evolutions of the Action Coach brand itself, because we are growing always. And I really like that. That's a good part. That's a really good part.
The other thing that's awesome is that you can define your firm. Mm-hmm. We have a firm. We're building our firm as we find coaches that meet with our values and our goals and fit into our culture, and we're growing at the speed that we want to grow.
I do like that. And you know what? A couple things though, Pete, that we didn't anticipate came from our coaching practice. Because when you start, you think one way. Well, one thing was it makes you a better parent. As I told you, my kids were 4 and 1 at the time. And bless their hearts.
They've been coached their whole life.
They've been coached their whole lives. I had no idea. And then I never knew I'd make a best friend, Pete.
Thank you.
You're my best friend and my best partner.
And it's a great way to help everything in your life. I've gotten 3 kids through college during this time. Mm-hmm. All 3 of them gotten through college.
And you know what? We haven't even mentioned the clients. The impact you make on people.
Oh my goodness. You change people's lives. change people's lives and their employees' lives. It helps. It's business, world abundance through business re-education. And it's really true. If you implement the things that we talk about, it actually happens. You just have to show up and execute.
And the values from the abundance, or from value, from fun to the education has been unbelievable. And then commitment, the commitment of everyone, including yourself. It's been a really great ride. And when I did this, wait, now how many years have I been doing it?
12 years.
And you're?
Yes, 13.
Okay, so as we started, you never know the end of the journey, and what we just realized is it's just the beginning, because we have so much more to learn.
And now we're building a firm, so it's bigger than us, and it'll continue when we are done.
And think of all the businesses we'll touch because of all the coaches we bring on to help all the companies.
Well, and there's literally thousands of people. We do some executive coaching, and a lot of our work is with companies that are 20 to 200 employees. And there's literally thousands of employees and families that we help.
So where are we now? Well, you know what's neat is, and I bet you Brad thought of this way back when, almost 25 years ago, is the other day I was in a company and they go, I have my Action Coach here. It's become a brand of, the Action Coach is here. And they didn't actually say Peg.
A few years ago, they weren't saying that.
They weren't saying that. Now they say, I've got my Action Coach.
Right.
It's really neat.
Right.
We've made a brand. We've made a lot of significant difference in people's lives. And it's great to be a part of a history of something this big, because you know what? We were on the front end of it.
Yep.
And now.
And it's positive, and it's for your clients, and it's for your family, and it's for yourself, and you will grow yourself.
Think about that one story. We have just one client story that's unbelievable. Now, we don't do this with all of our clients, but I'm telling the story of Mark and Julie.
So we have a client who lost her spouse suddenly, heart attack, and the gentleman died, and all of a sudden she owned a company she knew nothing about. It was his company, and he started. And Peg had the idea of introducing her to one of our other clients who owned another company. And the two of them went out on my boat, and we had a few drinks with them and talked to them. And a few weeks later, they went on their first date. And a year later, they were married. And they're both still clients to this day.
They are clients. Sometimes people ask, how do we retain our clients so long? I guess we're at 70
Just get them married, and they'll stay with you forever.
That's what it is. I guess that's the
that
secret.
Does help. Yeah.
Well, and the neat part is both of them still, obviously, we're still coaching them. Obviously, they're still married. Their businesses are thriving. Right. I mean, I'm trying to think of Mark's business has to be times 10 from when we coached, and then Julie's is 100 to 200% increase.
She has purchased other businesses, similar businesses in her geographical area. So grown dramatically, and she's on a plan to move herself out. She's in the second year of a 10-year plan to sell the business to some of her executives. And she's in progress of being able to retire.
Now Mark, his company is an architectural firm, and he has 6 or 7 more years. We are also getting him ready, because the reason we're coaching so long is we're coaching the new leadership, so that as he transitions out, part of his investment that he's gaining, that will remain a very successful business. And so we got them as clients when, Pete? 2008?
Right before the big recession.
Yes. So they're with us to this day.
Well, the other thing that happens is and Action Coach is great about this, about helping you to remain congruent with your whole life. So we stress exercise and taking care of yourself with our clients. And Mark and Peg and I have been working out together for 7 years.
Right, exactly.
7 years straight, every morning during the week.
So you never stop being a coach. You just get better and better, and you do it in every aspect of their life, your life, and I think in your family's life. Because that's what Action Coach is. It's a whole experience. It's not just a job. It's not just a business. It's a dramatic life impact for you and the people around you.
And we've seen some great places in the world. So we're looking forward to Australia again next year.
We get to go
We've
again.
We've been there before. We've been to Istanbul and to Curacao and to Ireland and a bunch of different places. So it's fun.
Yeah,
very fun.
I guess we can say one thing is thank you, Action Coach. And
thanks, Brad.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. And thanks to Craig and Annette. And for all of our clients for sticking with us and being, I guess what you would say is big cheerleaders to impact more businesses. So thank you.